Hello YouTube, Slate Warrior here with another card discussion on a card that's going to be released in the new Hero Structure deck. Let's see what I forget what it's called. Let me check here. Hero Strike, that's what it's called. Okay, so it's going to be released in Hero Strike. I didn't know the name of the structure deck. I knew it was in that structure deck, but it's a quick play spell card that's support for mashed heroes, and this is what it says. Discard one card, then target one face-up monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one masked hero monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as that monster, but with a higher level. The special summon is treated as a special summon with mask change. You can only activate one mask change second per turn. Okay, so the discard is a cost. That's going to be... I don't think it's that big of a downside based on the decks that are going to be playing this, but the discard is a cost. You do have to discard to activate this, but notice that you only have to target a face-up monster you control. It does not have to be a hero. That makes this card splashable. That makes this card a lot better. This makes this card make masked heroes probably going to take place in the meta. You'll see masked heroes in extra decks, I'm going to guess, because any deck that plays monsters that have attributes that the mask change targets are, you'll be able to special summon them. So it's treated as a special summon with mask change, which is important because the masked heroes can only be special summoned with mask change. You can only activate one per turn, which I don't know. You guys know I don't like that clause. So what I've done is this is the newest masked hero, which I talked about in another video, my last video, Masked Hero Dark Law, and this is the one that's getting all the hype. So I'm going to talk about decks that can be playing this card in their deck along with mask change second here. Oh, by the way, another thing that I want to point out, the way this card is worded, it says with the same attribute as that monster but with a higher level. So the master hero has to have a higher level, meaning that you can't target an Xyz monster, such as, Evilswarm Ophion here, which I'll be talking about how Evilswarms can use this card later. So I'll just review Masked Hero Dark Law's effect with you guys. It has to be special summoned by mask change, which mask change second counts as. And any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished. And then you can, if they search, you can banish a card from their hand. So the first deck that I want to talk about that can use this card is Shaddolls, because Shaddolls are the new deck that's getting all the hype, and they're doing pretty well over in the OCG where they have been released. So yeah, this is their main boss monster as of now is Midrash, because you can make him with a Shaddoll plus a dark monster, which another Shaddoll is. So the way Mask Change would be used in this deck is they can use it for any of their... they can use it with Midrash, of course. They can't use it with the other Shaddoll Nephilim or whatever it's called, but they can use it with Midrash and every other main decked Shaddoll. So they can target it, make their discard, and then go ahead and go into Masked Hero Dark Law. The Shaddolls get effect when they're sent to the graveyard by card effect, so they wouldn't get their effect with the discard cost. But Shaddolls, I mean, that's pretty much an out to the mirror match is what I've been hearing, because you to beat a Shaddoll deck, they need the graveyards, Soul Drain, Macro, and Defissure all help with that. So, if you use Mask Change second, target your whatever you want, your Midrash, make Masked Hero Dark Law, and then your opponent's Shaddolls will get banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. The next one is Grapha, representing Dark Worlds, and Grapha's Dark Worlds, they're pretty much an anti-meta deck at this point, because they'll play like skill drains and they'll banish stuff from the graveyard with Dark Smog. So, the whole targeting any of their lower level than 6 monsters, and they can bring out Masked Hero Dark Law and just support that anti-meta ability by banishing searches and locking down graveyards. I mean, that completely supports the way that Dark Worlds play these days. They want to shut down your opponent. They want to pop stuff with Grapha and stop stuff with skill drain. Be really fast. Play all those draw cards and search with the girl. You know what I mean. The one that can search any Dark World card when she's discarded by a card effect. Snoww, that's who it is. So yeah, that's what Dark Worlds are. They're fast, which this is a quick play spell. Quick play spell card. Also, since it's a quick play spell card, what you can do is you can attack with your Grapha, or not your Grapha, but you can attack with your level. What I think it has to be lower level or the same level, higher level. So yeah, it has to be level 5 or lower dark monster. So you can go ahead and attack with your Sillva. Go ahead, attack with Sillva, and then do the 2300, and then activate Mask Change second, go into Dark Law, do another 2400, and then you'll have this 24 body with the anti-meta like effect, so you can do that in the battle phase. You'll have to discard though, by the way, and again, it's a cost, so you won't get your Dark World effects. Next is Evilswarms, and like I said, you can't tribute an Xyz monster. So, like I'm saying, I'm trying to put these in order of meta, at least on Dueling Network. So yeah, Evilswarms are actually going to be really good because they counter Shaddolls, and they'll be able to use Mask Change Second with, again, just their main deck monsters, because their extra deck monsters are Xyz monsters. So, you know, Evilswarm, you know, they'll have a plethora of monsters that can be swarmed. You know, they got Kerykeion, which can get your stuff from the graveyard. They got Castor, which gets your stuff from the hand. You can special summon your Mandragora from your hand if they have more monsters. So, you know, chances are you'll be able to make 3 monsters in the field at the same time. I mean, that's why they have Ouroboros, because they can make 3 monsters really easily. So what you do is you can special summon, let's say they have 1 monster, right? You special summon your Mandragora, normal summon your Castor, then normal summon whatever other Evilswarm you want, make Ophion with one of them, and you can tribute the other one with Mask Change Second, and you'll have Masked Hero Darklaw and Evilswarm Ophion first turn, and I really don't think that's like that implausible of a scenario first turn. They draw into enough monsters, that's their thing, you know, is getting out Ophion as fast as possible, and often they have too many monsters in hand. That's why they play all the traps, so balance it out. So I really think Evilswarms will be able to use Mask Change Second here and lock down their opponent's graveyard and searches, as well as their spell and traps, and their what am I talking about? The monsters too. I mean, if they're playing a deck that is a Synchro deck, or, you know, Monarchs or artifacts, that's another thing. Evilswarm are going to get good because not just because of Shaddolls, but because of artifacts. Artifacts are all level 5, so that's another huge boost that Evilswarm is going to get. Okay, so the next one is Noble Knights. Now, Noble Knights, you know, they're the archetype that's based on equip cards. It's supposed to revive them, but I think they'll be able to play Master Dark Law because they'll actually go a little bit minus if they do this, because they have to have an equip card on them to become dark. So what you do is you get your, I guess they go plus with Boars anyway, so you can do Boars, equip it, and then get your search. And at that point you will be +1, and then you have to go -1. You have to go minus. Okay, so you go minus with it because you have to discard for Mask Change Second. But you would be able to get out Dark Law, which everybody is hyping up as a very good card, and I agree. So that's a way that you can get an anti-meta card in Noble Knights, or it's really any dark deck. I'm just going through decks that can play dark monsters in the main deck. So next is Inzectors. Inzectors have plenty of dark monsters, and after you go ahead and explode with your Dragonfly Centipede combos, you can finish it off by tributing off an Inzector that doesn't have very high attack. If you want, you know, make Dark Law attack for game, because that's what Inzectors do. I gotta start clicking on the right tab. Next is Gravekeepers, which again are a very, very anti-meta deck. Which, I mean, if Necro Valley didn't already lock down your opponent's graveyard enough, look at this. They can't, you know, now they get everything banished, so they can't even banish cards in the first place from the graveyard because they'll be banished from this. So Necro Valley becomes a little bit less relevant because their graveyard is going to be destroyed by Dark Law. And they don't go into the extra deck that often. Gravekeepers don't. I mean, if they do, it'll just be for a Master Key Beetle if they have the Safe Zone combo. So, you know, you can just use your Recruiter and your Descendant and whichever one you have left, or your Spy, even if you're just sitting on a 2500 defense Spy, and go a little bit offensive with Dark Law. Next, we got Blackwings. Blackwings are just another dark archetype. If you don't have a Synchro play, you can, let's say you normal summon a Blackwing, special summon a Gale, discard, tribute the Gale that you special summon, so you know you still have a Blackwing on board, and then you'll have your Dark Law. And oh, like I said in the Dark Law video that I made, which you guys should definitely check out right now, this card doesn't affect you, so you know you won't be losing anything with your Blackwings in the grave, your values. So that's another thing, that this card is good because it doesn't affect you at all. At least it doesn't affect your graveyard or searches. Okay, second to last, we've got Ghost Tricks, which this is an Xyz monster. You can't tribute an Xyz monster for Mask Change Second, but you can tribute the plethora of main deck level 1, level 2, level 3 Ghost Trick monsters. There's tons of them, and you special summon them from your hand a lot of the time during your opponent's turn with the battle reactive ones, and if the Spectre is when your Ghost Trick is destroyed. So you've got tons of cards you can just tribute off for with Ghost Tricks, with Master Dark Law. Plus you maintain such great hand advantage with Ghost Trick Parade, so the discard isn't really that big a deal. Go ahead and lock down your opponent's searches in their graveyard. And finally we got zombies. I'm using Plague Spreader Zombie here, but you know you'd have to use a Dark Monster before you go ahead and Synchro into your zombie. I guess Beals is now the one that, but there was the one that requires Plague Spreader Zombie. I forget what his name is. Not not the Hades one, but the good one, the one that special summons a zombie type from your opponent's graveyard. That's the one that used to play with Zombie World. Circling his picture here. But yeah, so yeah, Plague Spreader Zombie here to represent zombies because they main deck dark monsters. Yep, but that's another thing. Like, people don't like how Mizuki's an Earth, so maybe zombies won't be that good with. But that's another thing. Zombies love to be in the graveyard, so go ahead and discard a zombie for the cost, and then special summon your Master your Dark Law, and you got some zombies in the graveyard for fuel. You want your zombies in the graveyard. You can discard your Mizuki, banish it for the zombie that you attributed. Exactly. That's a good combo right there. So there you go, zombie players. You got a little new combo to work with. You activate Mass Change second, target your Plague Spreader Zombie, discard your Mizuki, special summon your Master your Dark Law. Your graveyard isn't locked down, just your opponent, so you can go ahead and banish your Mizuki, special summon your Plague Spreader Zombie. There's a little combo right there for you guys. Okay, so that's all I have to say about this card here, Mask Change Second. It's a very good card. I think that it will have a place in the meta. I really am strongly saying that. I mean, other names, Mask Change 2. I wonder if that's like from the manga or anything. So yeah, like I said, I don't think it'll keep the name Mask Change Second. That's just such an odd name for me to say. So how do you think this card is going to impact the meta, guys? Do you think that it is going to be played in the dark decks that I've showed you guys? Do you think it's not going to be played? Do you think it's only going to be played in heroes? Do you think that it is good, or do you think it is bad? Do you think the discard cost is really bad? Do you think that it's good that can target any monster, that you control? So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and favorite it if you liked it that much, and also definitely subscribe for more discussions like this, as well as duels, pack openings, deck profiles, all that stuff that you see on every other Yu-Gi-Oh channel, except I do it better. I will see you guys later, YouTube.